Earlier this week, we met Regina Williams over in Judge Simpson's court. She was charged with accessory after the fact, and her attorney argued it was only 5 years. Like, why did she have such a high bond? And he forgot to mention that it was accessory after the fact of open murder.
Williamson's first contact with the criminal justice system, as far as I can tell. However, I do think it's important to note that what happened in this case and what is alleged by the people includes her being an accessory after the fact to open murder, where the co-defendant is Angela Weems, who also has a PCC up later today.
Kind of a big deal. I thought that was the story. Apparently, I don't watch enough SovCit Drama Hour on YouTube like you guys, and quite a few of you brought it to my attention that there was a much bigger story here. Some of you did it nicely, and some of you did it like, you know what. But apparently her accomplice is quite known to the court system, and some call them SovCits. I like to think more of jailhouse lawyers, because I think if you're a SovCit, you have to actually live the lifestyle. These guys are more jailhouse lawyers because all they want to do is tie up the system and think that they know about the law and memorize stuff and ramble it on. But I did a little digging and I found a little bit about her accomplice. Angelo Gabriel Weems was the other defendant referenced in the open murder charge. He was arrested around the same time with numerous charges, one of them being open murder, which resulted in no bond, surprisingly.
All right, and moving on. Court does call the case. People of the State of Michigan versus Angela Weems.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert J. Killawald on behalf of Angela Weems. Mr. Weems, if you're there, would you state your name for the record?
Angela Weems. I'm representing myself.
Mr. Weems, I was asked to represent you yesterday. I was going to ask for an adjournment so I could get the discovery and come and see you.
That's fine. That sounds a little bit.
Probable cause conference will be then adjourned to July 27th, 2023, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your
Bond
Honor.
continued as no bond. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Your Honor.
So I'm not really sure if this guy wants to go back to prison. Like, he likes it. It's fun, structured, daily activities. Or if he's just a couple French fries short of a Happy Meal, because there is no way he's going to represent himself in an open murder trial and be successful. He hasn't even been successful in the minor cases that he has tried to represent himself in the past. Let me show you an example.
Mr. Weems?
Mr. Williams here, and proper person.
Today is the time that we had scheduled for a motion hearing and evidentiary arguments with respect to the motion to suppress in this case.
That's correct, Your Honor. I did attempt to reach out to Mr. Weems via the email address that I had, and I think Mr. Banis also was assisting with a different email address. What I'm
File for dismissal without the complainant being.
Mr. Weems, first of all, if I were to grant your motion, the first thing the prosecutor gets to do is reauthorize the case, and then you end up getting arrested on this particular charge again. So it's a motion, any dismissal is without prejudice. But secondly, my first question is, did you get his request to adjourn this case on May 9th?
No, I don't know I don't know what email you have. I think you might have another email. My email is Angela Williams at iCloud.
No, that I'm talking over you for a reason. We're on live, if you know what that means. This is YouTube, so it gets blasted all over the world. I don't think you want the world to know your YouTube address, so that's why I talked over you. So I don't know if you could hear what he said. His email was.
It didn't sound like the one I have.
Okay.
From what I heard so far.
Okay.
I want to dismiss though, Your Honor.
I heard your request, sir. I did.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Weems, do you have a valid license yet?
Yes, I do.
Can you confirm that, Your Honor? Do you have the SOS record?
1 second, I'll get that.
I actually got a road test in a couple of days. I just paid my last few tickets a couple weeks ago when they gave me my license.
We're checking it out on Secretary of State's right now.
Yes, ma'am.
It'll take me just 1 moment, please. Yes, I can confirm that he has a valid license.
Thank you, Your Honor. Given that, I'm going to move to dismiss the case.
All right, this case is dismissed, Mr. Weems.
Since it was dismissed, is that a win for him? I mean, he did show extraordinary legal skills there.
All right, Mr. Weems, you are, as you know, entitled to be represented by an attorney, and I think I would not be alone in telling you that that is your best course of action. I hear that you do not want to accept an appointed attorney or to hire an attorney on your own. Is that true?
No, I'm here as intervener and authorized representative for Angela Weems. Intervener and as authorized representative for Angela Weems.
I guess, Your Honor, then we're going to need to confirm whether or not this individual who is on the Zoom is actually Angela Weems, as since there hasn't been any filing for an attorney or any other representative, then I believe that it would either have to be Mr. Weems' attorney who speaks for Mr. Weems or Mr. Weems himself. So we just have to confirm that this is in fact Mr. Weems, as I've never seen him before. I cannot determine based on just a screen that is in fact him. And I guess the question would be for Mr. Weems, are you in fact Angelo Gabriel Weems?
No, I'm here as an intervener and authorized representative.
Your Honor, it appears that Mr. Weems has failed to appear. And if Mr. Weems is not here in court today, then the people would be requesting a bench warrant.
Well, let the record show that it cannot be me.
Let the record show what?
That it cannot be me if I'm not here.
That it cannot be you because you're not here? Is that what you said?
I'm here as authorized representative and intervener to settle this matter.
Okay. Since Mr. Weems either is not present or will not acknowledge being present, then I find that he's failed to appear for a pretrial hearing and on 2 probation violations. And I will issue a bench warrant.
Not true.
So what Mr. Weems did in response to the bench warrant was stay on the Zoom call, turn his camera on when she called each subsequent case, then turn it back off when he realized it wasn't his, until finally at the end of the docket, he turned it on and ambushed the judge and got her to speak to him again. It's kind of more child trying to beg his way back into mama's good graces than it is acute legal skills.
Angela Weems here representing myself in proper persona. Sorry, Miss Clunky, about earlier.
Can you confirm that you're Angelo Gabriel Weems?
Angela Weems speaking, representing myself. I'm here.
So did he give up on the SovCit lifestyle? Or was he just so beat down that he falsely confessed to being Angelo Weems? Either way, he definitely lost his key to the SovCit treehouse.
Appropriate persona.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Weems, I was beginning to advise you what a bad idea it is for you to represent yourself. If you do choose to represent yourself, you will be held to the same standard as an attorney, things that people go to school for years and years to learn and to become good at doing. Do you understand that I will hold you to the same standard as an attorney if you represent yourself?
Yes.
And do you want to represent yourself despite the fact that most folks would tell you it's a terrible idea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, but see, the last time I was locked up, Big John over on C Block, well, his uncle's barber's cousin's nephew's math teacher's brother-in-law's barber said that his cousin did this stuff and it worked and he got off. So I'm going to do it too. Right, because that's smart. So for those of you who are still here, you know, the ones that didn't have an aneurysm as soon as I started talking, oh my God, she's talking on the commentary channel. I got a little bit of information for you. You see, Michigan has this amazing website called, it's an Otis system, and it's the criminal history for most people, probation and things like that. So as you can see, Angelo Gabriel Weems is on there. He's actually on active probation. His current sentence was scheduled to end now. So he is going to get a heavier sentence for whatever charges he ends up facing if he is charged. Of course, he's innocent until proven guilty. However, if he is charged with anything, those charges are going to be amplified or enhanced, wrong term, by the fact that he was already on probation, and then if he has violent felonies. So he's currently on probation at the tail end of a 1-year sentence for carrying a concealed weapon. This also shows the inactive probations historically. And as you can see, a couple years ago, he served time on probation for assault with dangerous weapons, felonious assault, 2 charges of that, possession of controlled substance, marijuana, whatever. But 3 years for that, jeez. Child abuse, 3rd degree. That's a big one. Really bothers me that he did more time for a pot charge than he did for, our system. Controlled substance imitation, manufacture, distribution. So he was making fake something. And controlled substance possession of narcotic cocaine, less than 25 grams, 3 years for each of those. And then another assault with a dangerous weapon, which is felonious assault. And keep in mind that these are just his Michigan charges, and that is just what he ended up on probation for. He's got stuff in a bunch of different counties, a bunch of different courts going on. So he's got a career out of it, whereas he pulled in his girlfriend that they're dating, and got her all tangled up in this, and she literally has no criminal history at all whatsoever. And now she's facing up to 5 years, according to Otis, for the after the fact. So I apologize for not being on top of this and catching it the first time it came through, but I'm not a big fan of the SovCit world, so I try and stay out of it. But I did my research, and this is what I found. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.